I'm here with Rosie Kmita, the first professional footballer for West Ham United women. Rosie, when you signed for the club in June, you said that the smile wouldn't leave your face for months. Is it still there? How excited are you to be a West Ham United player and a professional?
Yeah, of course, smile's still there. Definitely, I think when you wake up every day and do something you love, you can't help but be happy. Like, why would you not be? And yeah, like getting the professional contract, still a really big milestone in my career. And yeah, it's just getting better every day. It's obviously nice learning as the months have gone on, and we really feel like we've gelled a lot over the last 3 months. So yeah, happy days.
And on a day-to-day basis, how has being a professional footballer been different to your career up to date? And perhaps in terms of training, the responsibility, any off-field obligations that have increased?
Compared to my job before, right? Yeah, so obviously a lot different in terms of what I was doing. So before, obviously, it was more office-based, and it was kind of like 9 till, actually, like it was probably like 9 till 8 by the time I finished. But yeah, I think the differences between that and this is that you have to do some bits with the office stuff that you didn't like, and that's just comes with the job, right? I'm sure that everyone in their career, like with office jobs, does certain things that they don't like in order to do the job that they love, right? But with this, I feel like even when we're doing like the walkthroughs and things like that, it's still enjoyable because you're on the pitch at the end of the day, so you're playing football, so can't really ask for more than that. In terms of the remind me.
How has being a professional been different to like the seasons before you were playing at Tottenham?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Right. Oh, you're talking about my football career. Sorry, my bad. Didn't understand that. Yeah. So obviously a lot different in terms of the off the pitch stuff. So you have to constantly, like, 100%. We have this thing called like being a 24/7 athlete. So you're not just here and then you eat well when you're in the West Ham facility. Like you have to think about everything that comes with it. So make sure you're hydrated. Obviously eating well. Every day, even if you're not training, sleeping, and yeah, I think before my football would kind of like just be an additional extra in my day, whereas now football is my day, and then I revolve everything else around that. So, for example, if I'm knackered when I get home, I won't go anywhere. Like I will just go to bed, and that's my mates know that now. Whereas like before, obviously you get pulled from pillar to post trying to do everything, but I just don't do that anymore. So, yeah, life's changed.
What's it been like being at West Ham over the summer? You've seen a lot of new players come into the club from a lot of different countries, players who've played at the highest level, World Cup medalists, Champions League medalists. Is there anyone who has stood out for you with or impressed you in training, perhaps with attitude off the pitch?
Yeah, look, to be honest, every single player that's come in has impressed me in terms of like the work ethic. We all have the same work ethic, like that's just a given here. But well, I can't really pinpoint one particular player. I think they're all incredible and they all bring something so special to the team, like in terms of the professionalism and things like that. You want me to pick one?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, it's hard to narrow it down. It really is. I'll probably just say like maybe like Julia Simic, just because obviously she comes from like she's got a very good background in terms of the game, and then like she brings that kind of that edge when she comes and plays, and she's very good with the ball and things like that. So maybe she's impressed me like the best in terms of her technical ability. Yeah.
And on Wednesday, West Ham play their first game in the WSL at home to Reading, and if you play, you could become the first British Asian to appear in WSL 1 since it reformed in 2011. So were you aware of that fact, and do you feel like a role model for other Asian girls?
I was not aware of that until today, which is quite cool. Yeah, it's really cool. And to be honest, I wouldn't just say like, yeah, of course, if Asian girls see me as a role model, then that's excellent, but I'd like to be seen as a role model for all young girls, you know. But yeah, it's quite a cool little fact. So yeah.
And you came through the youth system at a leading club, and also you've also coached young girls. So do you feel there's any extra barriers for Asian girls to overcome, and either from within the game or social pressures from their families? Why do you think there aren't more Asian girls in the game?
I think the barriers are slowly breaking as time goes on, as the women's game evolves. But of course, there's natural barriers with Asian females in terms of like, you know, religious reasons or the stereotypes that come with women and playing football in terms of like in regards to their family and things like that. So of course there are barriers, but I'd like to think that slowly we're breaking them down. And if I'm able to help that, then great.
And a lot of people will know that you came through at Tottenham, but less about your time playing in the United States. Can you tell me why you decided to make that move, and what was it like going over there, and has it improved you on and off the pitch?
Okay, so I decided to make that move just because at the time, I think there was a better setup for the women's game. But a fair few years ago, to be fair now, when I've done that. So yeah, as soon as I finished up at sixth form, me and Molly obviously decided to go over there. Learned a lot in terms of what it takes to actually be a full-time athlete, which is what we're doing out there. So a little bit different to the structure of this day, but in terms of, you know, you're waking up and all you're thinking about is being a footballer and what you can do to be better for the game, you know. So that taught me that. Obviously I learned a lot in terms of how they train. They train so differently to what we do. So their training when I was over there was a lot of like CrossFit based, so making sure we're strong and we're super fit, and then less about obviously the stuff on the ball, whereas it flips around over here. So yeah, I try and take as much as I can from every environment I go in, you know.
And last month you and Molly signed up to be represented by Tongue Tie Talent, who work with some of the biggest names in sport. How are you hoping that? What are you hoping that they can do for you? And are you looking to pursue other interests outside the game?
Yeah. So yeah, obviously we were very happy to sign with Tongue Tied. What we like most about them is that they're very female, like strong women. So obviously Joe is like the founder from it, and yes, and then you work with Chloe and you get to work with Rosie as well, and they're very like supportive of that. So yeah, we like being around strong females, and that's the reason why we went with them. And yeah, in terms of like pursuing other things, like I don't think it's a secret that me and Mole like don't mind being in front of the camera, to be honest. So like we don't mind. So I think with that we'll probably look to get more into like the presenting side of things and go in as a pair doing that. But yeah, we'll see where it takes us, you know what I mean? I think it's very important to just put yourself in different environments, see what happens, say yes to everything. Smile.
And speaking of Molly, it'll only be the second time that you've been playing at a different club to her. Mm-hmm. Within football, is it sometimes difficult to be seen up as one half of a pair of twins, or has the support that you've given each other more than outweighed that?
I think it would be difficult if you weren't so close, but because me and Mo are literally like best mates as well, it's very. I loved being a part of like the twins. Like I never got offended by that, whereas I know some other people don't like that. But yeah, no, we were always very supportive of one another, and obviously when she done well, I felt like I'd done well, and vice versa. So I think that did overweigh. Essentially, like overweigh that side of things. So yeah, I liked it. It wasn't a problem for me.
Starting next Wednesday, you'll be playing your home games here at Rush Green. Having trained at Hotspur Away, how impressed are you with the facilities here and the commitment that West Ham has made to their women's teams?
Yeah, so impressed. You don't feel any different from the men, and I think that's the most important thing for us. So obviously the facilities, if you've seen them, are like unbelievable. We get to use the same gym as the men, and we've got like our own little base here now where we feel comfortable enough to be every single day. So if I'm comparing it to the Hotspur Away, it's the same, I think. Like beautiful pitches, you can't ask for more.
And you've been at the club for a year now, and now playing for Matt Beard, someone who's won the WSL twice with Liverpool and coached Boston Breakers. What differences have you noticed working under him compared to your previous managers?
Do you know what? Beardy just brings out the best in everyone. So he naturally creates an environment where everyone's just allowed to be themselves. You don't have to go in and put on a front to be someone else. He loves people just being completely natural in their environment, and I think that brings out the best in us because we feel comfortable enough in and around West Ham, and then also that transfers over to the pitch as well. We're allowed to express ourselves But then also he's very clear on what he wants from us, and we all understand our roles and responsibilities. So I think in the past maybe it's been unclear, just because you have less contact time as well, though. That's what you've got to consider as well. You only have 2 evenings in the week in the other clubs that I've been at, so the roles and responsibilities are less clear, whereas here every day, if I'm not clear on something, bang, Billy, what is this? Or Paul, what is this? And we get told the answer straight away, you know. So yeah, he just brings out the best in all of us.
And West Ham have made a big step up, jumping 2 divisions. Is this season merely about consolidation in the league, or are the club more ambitious? And what have you learnt from the 2 Continental Cup games so far?
Okay. So no, I think we're very ambitious. Why shouldn't we be? You know what I mean? We've got the personnel to do very well in this league. So although we're a new setup, and yes, we have jumped 2 leagues, there's no reason why we can't go and compete. And that's the attitude that we have going into training every single day, and the mindset that we take into training is that, yeah, we're going to go and compete, because why not? And yeah, after the 2 games that we've had already, you can see that there's no massive gaps here. So I think we'll be the underdogs, and we all like that, to be honest.
And finally, you're 24 and you're about to embark on your first season as a professional footballer, something you could have only dreamt about. So 10 years from now, where do you want to be and what do you want to achieve in that time?
Oh, 10 years from now, am I going to let out all my secrets? Look, 10 years from now, as long as I'm happy doing, that's the main thing. I've always said I'll make decisions for myself, depending on where I'm most happiest. Of course, would I still be playing at 34? I don't know, let's see how my legs are, right? But I want to play for it as long as possible, of course. And hopefully, you know, create the best memories with, like, because these girls become your friends, do you know what I mean? So create very good memories with friends, and see where football takes you. I don't think you can think too far ahead, you know. I never have done that. I think I very much live in the moment, and then of course you have little plans for yourself here and there, but yeah, I don't know, because if I put it out there, there's too much pressure on it, I think. So I'll keep that one a little bit close to my chest. That's all right. But as long as I'm happy doing what I'm doing.
Take one match at a time.
Yeah, exactly, one match at a time. Yeah.
Thank you, Rosie, and good luck for the season.
All right, cheers. Thanks.